Welcome to ETFinalScore.com, your source for all the highlight stats and stories and scores from around East Texas high school football. With your host, Eric Sullivan.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Week 10 of the high school football season, and happy Halloween to everybody out there. This, of course, is the ET Final Score football show. Playoff spots up for grabs tonight. Also, a few teams looking to hang on, and a few teams looking to clinch their championship early. Let's get the show rolling. Jeff Schaefer will join us from the Chapel Hill-Henderson game in just a moment. The Tyler Paper sports reporters will also be on the phone with us. You can be a part of the show by hitting us up on Twitter. At ETFinalScore is the handle. Send us your scores, picks, and comments. We will be reading them all throughout the show. Our showcase game for Week 10, Chapel Hill-Henderson. We've got that coming up. But first up, Robert E. Lee at home to try and pull off a major upset against undefeated Rockwall and keep their playoff hopes alive and looking strong. Let's get to Rose Stadium. Early on in this one, down 6-0, but Zach Hall does what Zach Hall does. Wanted to go right there for a little bit, but did not happen. Takes it all the way up the left side. Almost takes it to the house. Big run that really sparked Robert E. Lee, and Zach Hall was magnificent tonight. Tavon Wesley finishes off the drive. That is a touchdown. 7-6, Robert E. Lee with the lead. Fourth down now. I love this. No, it's more Zach Hall. This time he goes to the middle of the field doing what he does. Great job right here. Now it's fourth down, and Coach Piskey pulling out all the stops. Teddy Medlock to Campbell Miller. That is a first down, but Lee didn't get any points on the drive. Zach Hall trying to figure it out because this guy, Chris Warren, unbelievable. 70-yard touchdown, and they regain the lead 13-7. Rockwall has the lead 13-10. Here comes my guy, Tyreek Grayson, on the end around from Zach Hall. Can he get into the end zone? Comes up oh so close. But there's Tavon Wesley to finish off another drive. Lee takes the lead. This would go back and forth, back and forth. Could Lee get it done? Here is your final score. Unbelievable football game. Lee had their chances. 61-54 is the final. Unbelievable game right there. Now at the Tomato Bowl down in Jacksonville, the JT Lions looking for a quick business trip off of the Fighting Indians and then kind of maintain where they're at behind Ennis in their district. How about the start for Jacksonville, though? They were without Carter McCowan, and just like this, we go right to the board. It's a touchdown. Jacoby Robinson to Ezell Woods, and look at that. The Fighting Indians with the lead. Gio McAllister, Rodney Bendy, major hops right there. Pulls it in for the touchdown. Bendy not done tonight. Then you have this guy, little Jeremy Wilson. Don't call him little, though. The guy gets angry. Look at him run over some of the Fighting Indians right here. Ouch, get out of my way. Easy touchdown for John Tyler. And then more Jeremy Wilson. This time, almost the same play, 21-7. McAllister then over the middle to that Rodney Bendy guy. He'll be playing at a big-time school on Saturdays here soon. Just gets it inside the 10-yard line. The two would hook up again over the middle. Bendy hauling it in for another terrific catch. All JT in this one. Your final score, 62-7. JT looking strong. They'll finish off the regular season next Friday. Longview, another business trip for them, trying to stay unbeaten in district play and clinch another district title. They do with ease. 49-6 is your final. All right, to our showcase game now. The surprise team probably in all of Class 4A here in East Texas. The Henderson Lions in a bounce-back year. Just 3 wins a year ago. Now a chance at a district championship. But Chapel Hill, they seem to always be fighting for a district championship as well. Great collision course tonight with these two meeting each other. They, of course, met in that 2010 state championship game not too long ago. Early on in this one, Henderson Zane Bowles, 62-yard touchdown run. The Cat can do it all. Got a great block right there. I shouldn't say Cat, I mean Lion. Way to go, Zane. 6-0. Henderson comes right back. They were just on fire right out of the gates. So Kendrick Van Zant runs, stays on his feet. Come on, son. There you go. Another score. Chapel Hill doesn't know what's hit him yet. 14-0. Henderson's defense also having a good game. Connor Hitchcock picked off by Van Zant. Who do you give the MVP of this game to, Van Zant or Zane? returns it for the score, 22-0. Chapel Hill trying to get on the board. This time, a little Hitchcock gets it to Zach Walters. Big gain right here, but the drive would stall. Look at him all over Connor right there. Reggie King hauls it in, but at the half, it was 22-0, and Chapel Hill just could not manage to get anything going. Congrats to Henderson, though. They earned it. They're likely going to be your district champs. 37-14 is your final score. Of course, we were at this game all night long, and with reaction to Henderson's big win, let's go back out to Lions Stadium where our Jeff Schaefer was there all game long with the player interviews.
Eric, a big win for the Henderson Lions tonight, 37-14 over the Chapel Hill Bulldogs. The Lions stay unbeaten in district play, and I'm joined now by two guys who've certainly played a role in the victory. I'm going to start with the man on my right, quarterback Zane Bowles. Zane, talk to me a little bit about what you guys were feeling early on. You jump out to that early lead. I mean, it seemed like everything was working for you. Is that how it felt to you as well?
Yes, sir. We scored on the first drive just like we wanted to, and then Kendrick had 2 big touchdowns right back-to-back, and we gained a big lead early, and that gave us a lot of momentum for the rest of the game.
You mentioned the momentum, and it kind of took a different turn in the second half. You know, you scored, but then Chapel Hill gets a couple touchdowns in there, and they're maybe potentially going to cut it down to a one-score game. What's kind of set on the bench? I mean, how are you all able to come back and close this game out?
On the bench, we're just trying to keep everybody calm and focused and just do the same thing that we've been doing this whole time, this whole game and this whole season, just playing our game and doing what we do.
What's this win mean to you and to this team?
It means a whole lot. We haven't won a district championship in 14 years, I think, so it's a really big win for us.
All right, Zane, thank you so much. Congrats on the win. Now, again, the man on the other side, LeKendrick Van Zant. Kendrick, talk to me a little bit about, early on, Zane mentioned it as well. You know, you run for a touchdown, then you come right back, you return a pick six. Have you ever scored 2 touchdowns that close together before?
No, I never scored 2 touchdowns that close together before.
Talk to me a little bit about how did you feel the momentum shifted, especially after the pick six that you had. It seemed like you guys had all the momentum. Did you guys feel that on the bench and on the field?
Both. We had a lot of momentum after those 2 touchdowns that I scored.
I asked Zane the same thing. What does this win mean to you, to this team? I mean, you stay undefeated in district play, and that's a good team that you just beat as well at Chapel Hill.
It means a lot. Well, since we haven't won district since like 14 years ago, and I'm not only playing for me, I'm also playing for the seniors because it's the last year.
All right, LeKendrick, thank you so much for the time. Congrats on the win. So, Eric, again, Henderson stays unbeaten in district play with a big win over Chapel Hill. We'll see if the Lions can just keep it rolling next week.
I got a feeling they are a team to be reckoned with. Thank you, Jeff, there. All right, let's get back to Class 5A now. Nacogdoches, White House, Lufkin, Corsicana in a big log jam on who would get the final 2 playoff spots. The big one at Dragon Stadium, White House in town, and, man, the pressure was as high as you can imagine. Nax Hunter McClellan early on. This kid has a rocket, finds Alex Gregory over the shoulder. That's a play of the night nominee. A big game, but just short of the end zone. That's all right. Coronado Tolbert finds the pay dirt there. 10-6, Dragons with the lead. White House would bounce right back. Nate Brooks now commanding the quarterback duties. Look at this one over the middle. Trent Williams hauls it in. Nice job right there. Brooks not done yet as he wants to get in the end zone and give the Wildcats the lead and keep the momentum going. Nate going right to the fade route. That's going to be his buddy Drew Smith. Hold on to that football. 13-10 White House, but after a brilliant season in 2013, it's going to come up short in 2014 as NAC gets the victory 36-46. Hallsville, good shape for the playoffs, taking on Pine Tree. Already a monster lead in this game as they get the Pirates' Quay Ward hand the ball, but he just couldn't get it going. Those guys in purple can play some defense. You got to catch that ball right there. Daniel Bonamy and Schaefer Russell. This time Bonamy to 85. Caleb Robinson almost picked off, and then Khalil Sneed gets the ball, and he takes it 19 yards right there. Good job by Khalil. Nick Branch would get the glory after Khalil did all the hard work there, but that's what good teams do, and Hallsville certainly one of those. Nick Branch, your touchdown. All Hallsville, 56-14, your final in this one. Hey, Lufkin, good job by them tonight. They are hanging in there. Blowout and shutout. Corsicana 48-0. Ennis still rolling. Lindale, of course, fights as hard as anybody, but Ennis is so good. Big 54-14 win. Marshall, big win for them to keep their hopes alive, 56-6. And then Texas High holds off Greenville 28-13. All right, lots of stuff happening right now. We got tons of highlights and scores. We're going to get Chris Perry on here at some point to update us on that crazy ending with Robert E. Lee and Rockwall. You're looking at the ETFinalScore.com Scoreboard online. It's the hottest thing in town. Go check it out, ETFinalScore.com. Okay, welcome back, everybody. As promised, go ahead, Jack, and pop up that Lee Rockwall score. Incredible game. Lee was just doing their best. They got the lead, would lose the lead. Final score, though, 61-54. Thank goodness Chris Perry is now available. He just got done with this game. Chris, unbelievable game, but Lee comes up short. What's this do for them playoff-wise?
Well, what they need to do is they need to beat Garland, Naaman, Forest on Thursday, and then they're going to need Rowlett to beat Garland, Saxe. And then that would make a tie for fourth place. And since Lee beat Saxe in that shootout in the first game of the district, they would win on the tiebreaker, and they'd go that way. That's what has to happen.
Okay, thank you. This game, it's unfortunate there was a loser in this game. Every time Bill Coates and Kevin Simon or you would tweet, Lee's got the lead again. Did it just lose? They just lose it in their hands right there? What happened?
Well, they had a fumble. Zach Hall was sacked and fumbled around the 10-yard line, but the bottom line is Chris Warren, the Rockwall running back, who's, every single school in the world is coming after him. He rushed for 471 yards tonight.
My goodness.
5 touchdowns. And then when Lee had to try to get the ball back at the end of the game, they just handed it off to Warren 6 straight times, got 3 first downs, and ran the clock out. So they didn't have another chance.
We're not playing odds here, but what do you think the chances are for Lee? Because I feel like they've earned a spot in the playoffs, Chris.
Well, I believe so too. I think they've played well. I think their chances are good. It's how Rowlett's still playing for something. They want to play for seeding, so that means and Garland Saxe is going to be giving them everything they have. So it's a good chance. It's just it all comes down to, first of all, Lee has to take care of business on Thursday night, or none of it matters. They have to go to Garland. They've got to get a victory against Naaman Forest, but it was a tough loss for Lee. Nobody has scored this many points against Rockwall all season, but they come up 7 points short. All
right, Chris, outstanding job. So glad we got you. I know you worked hard tonight. Let's move on now. Third-ranked Gilmer. Jack, let's get right to it. They just put it to Nevada Community tonight to stay unbeaten. It all started right here with Chris Boyd. How many times has this guy just made incredible plays here on the ET Final Score football show? He would take this kickoff 90 yards, and just like that, the Buckeyes, who were smelling a big run to the state tournament there. And then after that Boyd touchdown, there's Blake Lynch. We see him score touchdowns all the time. The guy can play defense too. Another interception. Then McLean Carter's going to get it going for his offense. Chase Tate hauls it in. That's good enough for 25 yards. Good job running after the catch. And then more McLean Carter. He's going to pass it to handoff this time to Chris Boyd, who once again finds the end zone. Look at the Buckeyes blocking for their man downfield. Not done yet. Carter's going to go to the touchdown scoring machine. That's a quick 4-yard out pass to Blake Lynch. Look at him separate. 60-yard touchdown, all Gilmer. Look at this victory right here, 85-14. Gladewater Bears, big one tonight. Let's get to the highlights in this one early on. This is Van Wills Point. I'm sorry, trying to get to 8-0 early on in this one. It's going to be a big one for Peter Maddox, handing off to Alfonso Thomas. This time Maddox going to Alfonso Thomas again. That's a touchdown for the Vandals. Wills Point did not have an answer as that running game was going strong. Look at we talking a little trash there? I like it. Then more running game. This time Matt Stavis. That's pretty good gain right there. And then the two that just keep on hooking up. Peter Maddox up top to Leighton Myers. Not a better 1-2 punch around East Texas right there. He hauls it in. Big lead for the Van Vandals. And then Matt Savis is going to make sure they make a statement that they want to win this district title. Nice job by Savis pushing off those Will Point players. Dives in for the score. Van rolling tonight. Big win for them, 49-14. Gladewater, consistent all season long. Tonight at Spring Hill, don't want to get in a little bit of a trap here with the Panthers, trying to get to 4-0 in district play. Nick Canager, the keeper for him. The guy that just kind of runs that team on offense is Nick. Great job of getting the big gain. And then the big guy who's used to just making quarterbacks' lives miserable is Dalen Mack. But, hey, he likes that end zone as well. 2-yard touchdown makes it 6-0. Back comes Spring Hill. Garrett Self, one of the more underrated guys in East Texas, going to go way downfield. Scott deals with it right there. That's good for 45 yards, but no points for the Panthers right there, and Gladewater would take full advantage of it. Nick Caniger gives it to Cameron Callaway. Real quick there, Jack, pop it up. And Cameron goes 60 yards for the touchdown. And I tell you what, Gladewater is something else. Final score in this one, there it is, 54-14. Let's get to some of those 4A scores for you. Tatum falls to Atlanta. That was a good one right there. 34-28. Kilgore 27-7. They get the victory right there. A couple more scores for you. Athens 62-22. I'm sorry. Bullard 55-35 over Melissa. Palestine and Carthage tonight. 42-0 Carthage. They are playing so well now. And how about Canton with the big win? Lost their quarterback earlier this season, but they get it done 27-25. A couple more scores for you real quick before we go to break. 62-20. That's Rusk with the victory, and Maybank falls to Kaufman 42-10. All right, we're going to check back with the Tyler paper here in just a little bit. Second break right now. All right, welcome back, everybody. A lot of chaos tonight. That's what happens in Week 10. Let's get right to Mr. Trevor Pill, who joins us from the Tyler Paper headquarters. And Trevor, good job, by the way, on the radio tonight, JT in Jacksonville, but a lot to sort out tonight. What do you got for us social media-wise for ET Final Score?
Well, yeah, another great week here in Gone, Eric. The Grace Community Cougars are on a 4-game winning streak. Of course, they all TAP schools traveled up to the Metroplex this week. Well, I think Coach Maddox was watching the Arkansas Razorbacks last Saturday whenever they had the lineman throw a touchdown pass, because tonight he uses Chris McLeod, number 50, a right tackle for the offense. Well, he did the hook and ladder.
And McLeod is the one that takes it in for the touchdown. So it's great to see a lot of these offensive linemen getting used to score some touchdowns, something they're not normally used to doing. And then the Lindale Star Steppers performed Michael Jackson's Thriller. Now, it's something that they call tradition that they do when it's near Halloween. Luckily, this Friday, it happened to be Halloween whenever they performed this. But the game against Ennis was anything but a thriller as they get pummeled 54-13. And with the win, Ennis is able to clinch at least a share of the district title. And then we all know about that amazing Corsicana Rut offense that was supposed to come here last week against JT. Well, it didn't show up this week at home either against Lufkin as they get shut out. And it was the first shutout for Corsicana since they played Lee in 2000. That's 169 games, Eric.
All right, Trevor, of course, it all gets real serious next Friday, next Thursday and Friday. We're going to put you on playoff bracket duty to tell us what all happens next Friday. Great job tonight, buddy.
Sounds good, thanks.
All right, right to the TAP scoreboard. Let's go real quick. Brook Hill, big win by 20. TK Gorman, even better win for them over Frisco Legacy. Grace blows out Shelton tonight, 51-6, and tough night for All States. They go down 49-0 to Dallas Christian. All right, let's get back to Mineola and Sabine. Mineola, 1-game lead in the district standings, but they had to go on the road to Sabine in this one, and, you know, this is one of those games where so much can get so crazy. Here we go, James Bamberg Stadium we go early on. Tanner Sharp, tough Sabine, nice little pass to Mr. Cunliffe for a 12 yards, but the drive would be stalled on downs. Meanwhile, the Yellow Jackets, the guys in orange, Jeremiah Crawford, this is the quarterback keeper. If he didn't lose his feet, he probably would have got more, but he does get more right here. Look at Jeremiah go up the right sideline. That would put it away. 33-yard score, and Mineola victorious tonight, 49-14. ARP Tigers next. Already in the playoffs, but like I said, no slip-up tonight with Elysian Fields in town. ARP waving that flag, and early on, they're punting to Elysian Fields. That punt is fumbled, and Tremel Hudson picks it up. Gets some nice yards afterwards for the Gladewater Bears right now. Gets it down to the 50-yard line to the 20 after 50 yards on that. Elysian Fields is now Caleb Posey pitching to Kyrie Ratcliffe for the touchdown. So the Yellow Jackets of Elysian Fields take the lead 8-6. ARP with the lead, their two-point conversion failed. This time Thomas Reese of ARP picks off that tip pass, and this was one of those plays that was just so big for the Tigers tonight. How about that? Almost gets it in, but ARP's quarterback, Mr. Casey Medlock, pitches it to our guy who we featured this week, Marcellus Johnson, Touchdown Tigers. Let's get to the board in this one. 55-27. Man, did they need that one. Troop Tigers had to go all the way to Wascom tonight. That's no fun because Wascom is just outstanding early on in this one. It's already 7-0, but that's going to be DeLuss West with the ball. Davis, please get out of the way, sir. We're trying to do the highlights. They would take it all the way back right here. Good job by that tough Wascom defense right there. That would make it 7-0. Moving on now, the Tigers, Ramirez, Martinez. Oh, the ball pops out. You cannot give Wascom easy plays like that. They would go on for the 50-yard touchdown. Tough night for Troop, 56-14 your final. Some of the smaller scores for you. White Oak victorious. That's big for them. 42-7. Harmony goes down to Jefferson, 35-7. New Diana, 27-20 over Winona. Look at that. West Russ surprising everybody with a nice home victory, 22-21 over Frankston. Westwood and Elkhart. It's Elkhart victorious. Malakoff is tough, though, 67-0. One more page here real quick, guys. Two more pages, rather. Cooper wins easily, 29-0. Paris Chisholm, 60-52 over Elysian Fields. Grand Saline Falls and U Springs, big win for them, 48-7. Final break right now. We're going to check in on Big Sandy right after the break and play the night as well. We'll be right back. All right, Big Sandy had that great start to the season, but in the danger zone against the Hawkins Hawks tonight. Must win to keep their postseason hopes alive. Let's get to Lawrence Field. Early on, Hawkins is Cardalen Tennyson showing some nice running right here, breaking out of tackles left and right. Big game for the Hawks right there. And then as they get down into the red zone, it's going to be Jason Haas up top to Jason Ford. That's a touchdown. Hawks with the early 6-0 lead. They go for two, and they go right back to Tennyson, who runs it in easily. But this is not a play of the night, but it's kind of funny. We got to pick on Cardalen a little bit right here. He goes down a little bit after the score. That's all right. Here comes Nate Ashley of the Big Sandy Wildcats. Big run right there. Diving in for the touchdown. Big Sandy would answer with their own two-point conversion. And then they would start playing some defense as Mr. Cameron Cuevas, as they get the ball back, showing what he can do. The big run, and that would lead to Mr. Dallas Wolf with the touchdown run. Attaway, Big Sandy. Final score in this one. Who keeps their playoff hopes alive? Big Sandy. How about that? 35-14. Small scores. Let's go. Union Grove, as usual, taking care of business, 42-8. Harleton, 28-6 over Ore City. Beckville falls to West Sabine, 50-28. Alto getting it done like always, 31-6 over Cairns. Carlisle and Cayuga. How about Carlisle getting it done tonight, 41-7. Grapeland beats Crossroads 48-34. Overton at Tennahaw. Haven't gotten one of those yet because it plays on Saturday. And Mount Enterprise 42-24 over Fruitvale. All right, here's our play of the week. We had so many of them tonight, but Mr. Thomas Reese of ARP almost had to pick. It gets tipped, and Thomas would take it almost to the house. Great job right there for our play tonight. Here, let's update you here. Robert E. Lee almost pulled off the upset. They go down to Rockwall. They need help to get in the playoffs now, 61-54. White House, it's been a good run, but Nacogdoches takes them down 46-36. And in our showcase game of the week, it's going to be Henderson with a big statement win, 37-14. ETFinalScore.com to watch all the highlights and game recaps. And as always, go to Twitter to follow everything at ETFinalScore. Good night.